So there is like, so take everything Fetzer says with a grain of salt. He wrote a book about it with this guy named Four Arrows a few years ago, and they did a documentary, and like a lot of it is kind of dubious. There's one point that was raised by a critic because they talked a lot of the testimony. People said they saw blue smoke coming from the plane, and blue smoke is not supposed to be.
A new Paul Wellstone has been chosen.
Right.
The corpse was a boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To indicate Paul Wellstone.
I mean, jet fuel is one of the, like, people get really fixated on jet fuel, and it can be very misleading. So the smoke was blue, and that's not the color that jet fuel produces when it burns.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more than jet fuel that's on fire in the plane crash. So that's probably not the most convincing piece of evidence. But
what else would it be?
Human flesh?
No, I'm just saying, like, what is the conspiracy? Is there, like, something famous that burns blue?
You mean what was on fire?
Yeah, like, is there, like, everyone knows the CIA's landmine.
They think
blue.
They think it could have been, like, there are people who heard gunshots. There are witnesses who said they heard gunshots.
What about black box recordings and stuff?
There's no recording of it, which is, I think, an anomaly.
Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere.
Right. I'm turning into the new Riddler about this.
Yeah, that is very curious.
We're just writing question marks.
They have developed, Rumsfeld kind of admitted at this point that he was asked about like microwave weapons and lasers.
Oh,
and
he
stuff.
got Havana syndromed out of the air?
Yeah. I mean, there's one guy I remember standing up at a protest in like 2006 talking about this issue, and he was like, the Pentagon has this like sort of electromagnetic pulse gun that you can just shoot it at a plane. It's invisible, but it just shuts down the plane. It shuts off all the operations. So, that could have happened. Could have been a laser, as some people have hypothesized. Could have been nothing, and that's, I want to make very clear. I'm not saying anything definitive.
There's not a lot of commercial jet crashes in general. They're very rare.
They are rare, and it's very strange, too, that 2 years earlier, Mel Carnahan, who is running for Senate in Missouri, also died in a plane crash right before the election. He was also a Democrat, like a week or two before. And he still won even though he was dead and beat John Ashcroft.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
But that is very odd because, these things are not very common.
You know what the thing, too, is it's not very subtle to start killing your political opponents in plane crashes. But then again, if any, U.S. political body in history has ever been so drunk on their own power as to do such a thing, I think Bush's military is absolutely the one who would do it.
Right. Because
2002. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
bro. Everyone's insane.
They were very high on their own supply.